welcome back to Nothing But A Podcast with me, your host, Giles Thomas, here at the On The Rise Media Studio. And of course, we are joined by 8-time Mr Olympia, the GOAT, Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie, how you doing, mate?
Hey, what's going on, Giles?
Ronnie, I'm very, very well, mate. I'm pleased to see you've sorted your Wi-Fi. Looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better, mate. Yeah. Let's talk about the 2020 Olympia. Let's talk about your predictions. Firstly, we spoke about Phil Heath coming back before, and you said you'd like to see him not just tie your record, but you'd like to see him break it.
Yeah. Because pretty much records are made to be broken for the most part anyway. So it only gives you that much more publicity when somebody does do it. So I was cheering for him. I thought he had it, and then next thing I know, went to another guy. I couldn't believe it.
Shawn Rhoden in 2018.
Yeah.
Were you shocked by that?
Yeah. I was, because I saw pictures, from what I saw. I'm like, oh, okay, that looked like it's a done deal. And then when the decision came down, I'm like, did I hear that right?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, okay, well, maybe the pictures I saw wasn't what the pictures that they saw up on stage.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I know Phil personally, and I kind of, up till a few months before he said he was coming back, I actually thought he was done. I actually thought he'd moved on. I thought he was retired. Were you shocked when you heard that he was coming back?
Yeah, I was like you. I thought he was done and retired and just giving up on it because, it's hard to come back, especially when guys have passed you up like they did him, He had his time, his 7, and then he lost to 8, and then he took off, and I thought he was done. I mean, if you're going to come back, I figured he would have did a whole lot better, maybe even won if he'd have did it last year. But now he's taking that whole year off, lost all that momentum that he had, and now he got to try to get it back. It's going to be real hard to do when you had guys that's been training hard, dieting hard, focusing hard. They're younger, and they're improving a whole lot more than you are because their bodies are just on a bigger scale as far as maxing your potential out goes, being in your prime and all that kind of stuff. So he's fighting a very, very uphill battle right now. Very, very uphill battle against some real good quality guys.
So, Ronnie, you've got people that are split. You've got people that say the rest will have done him good. And then you've got people like yourself who think he's actually lost momentum.
Yeah. I don't believe rest works in bodybuilding.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
So you think it's better just to keep going?
It's better to keep going, yeah. Now, if you've been playing maybe football or basketball or something like that, then I can see, where rest would do them a lot of good. And because, they are just constantly pounding year after year, month after month, game after game, 80 games here, 80 games there. Here, this is just one show, basically. And when you got that momentum going for you, and then you all of a sudden you just break it, it's hard to get it back.
But the thing is,
your body is constantly changing. You're getting older.
But the thing with Phil is he's not like a Kevin Lerone. He's not like someone who takes 6 months off training. He's carried on training. He's just kind of not been dieting. So do you think maybe he needed that mental break?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I really and truly don't. I don't think it does anything for you mentally. If anything, it makes you a little bit lazier.
Okay. So
you've taken your foot off the gas a little bit because, when you are in that zone of going for Mr Olympia, you're just hard at it. You're pounding, every day. You're focused. You're in the right mindset. Once you take your mind off of that, then you start losing momentum. Your body's getting older. Also, it's just not the same anymore. While these other guys, they're still going to their prime, going into their prime and stuff, and they're still getting better every year. Whereas you slacked off, and you pretty much hit your prime, and it's just not the same. Once you get into that mode.
So you got guys. You had guys like Kevin Levrone in the 90s. But did you ever think every year, oh, he's done?
No, I never thought he was done. As long as he was going forward, No, I think as long as you going forward, you always got a chance.
Yeah, but Kevin would take like 6 months completely off training. He would really downsize. I can imagine the other athletes were like, "Oh yeah, he ain't coming back." And every year he kind of kept doing that. I mean, he's a bit of an anomaly, I suppose, in that respect, wasn't he?
Well, I took about 3 months off myself, so I took a bit of time off too. Well, I didn't do anything, diet, nothing, no training, nothing, and I did that every single year. So in that aspect, it's good for you to give your body a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
I ain't saying give it a whole year break.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. So are you expecting Phil Heath to be as good, better, or not as good as he was in 2018 or previous years?
I'm expecting him not to be as good as he was in previous years.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's taking that year off. And he's lost his momentum.
Okay.
So he'll be a different Phil Heath. Probably not as good as he was before, but he'll still be pretty good though.
So why do you think he's coming back?
I mean, probably why not? That's why is he not coming back? Probably should be the question. Yeah, because there's so much to gain in coming back. You back being compared with the greats. You get your you get your publicity back. You get your popularity back. You get to be back in the spotlight again. That's coming back. Once that spotlight is taken off you, sometimes people tend to forget about you when you ain't doing nothing.
So even at 90%, do you think he can still win this year?
What do you say now?
Even at 90%, say if he says if you think he's not going to be as good as he was in 2018, do you think he can still win this year and beat the others?
No, not at 90. No. These guys are a lot better now. They're going to be a lot better this year than they were last year. So it's going to be a tough for Mr. Olympia. He would have had 100% chance of winning last year, I think.
Okay.
But they weren't good last year, as you saw. But this year, Brandon hadn't competed at all. I don't think Rami's competed either.
Rami did the Arnold Classic back in March. He took third.
Well, he won't be as good, but he can be a little bit better than he was there. Which will be pretty good. Because the year that I won the Olympia, I did the Night of Champions that year, and I came into Olympia just a little bit better. So for Rami, he's had all that time to recover a little bit, So he'll be just as good,
Being the kind of king of size that you always were when you were competing, are you a fan of like the supersized Big Ramy physique?
Well, I'm a fan of the shape of any guy that's big. Ramy has to get his shape in line, Right now, his lower body is way overpowering his upper body. His symmetry is way, way off. His body from the top to the bottom don't flow together. He needs to be a little bit bigger up top to match those big legs he got on his lower body.
So in terms of improving his physique, you think he should be... What about bringing his legs down to match his upper body?
There you go. Then either way,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
either way, it makes his symmetry better.
Yeah.
It's going to make him a better bodybuilder overall.
Yeah. What about
whether he bring his upper body up or bring his lower body down?
Yeah. Okay. What about the conditioning? What do you think about Rami's conditioning overall, generally?
Yeah, that also has to improve a lot. You know. Yeah, he get those two things, and yeah, he'll be hard to beat. Be hard to beat.
So, do you think he's a wild card?
Huh?
Do you think he's a wild card?
Yeah, I think so. I think he has a pretty good chance of winning this year.
So going back,
if he could do that, if he could do what we just said.
Yes.
Now, if he doesn't do what we just said, no, he don't have a chance. He'll probably be just top 5 again. You know.
So let's go back to the current. Like let's go back to the third or fourth.
Yeah, behind like Brandon and what's the name?
Phil.
The guy from
Bonac.
Bonac. Yeah,
William Bonac. So let's go back to Brandon, the current Mr. Olympia. Have you seen any recent? Because he posted a couple of videos recently of him training, and have you seen those? And what was your thoughts?
Yeah, like I said, he's steadily improving every year. You know, he's getting better this year than he was last year. So he's going to be a different guy than he was last year. He's going to be much better improved. So he's going to be much harder to beat. And plus he's won, so he's motivated, really motivated. He's highly motivated. Once you get a hold of the title, that's the last thing you want to ever give up. So you're going to do everything in your power to make yourself better and to get better. And you are going to get better if you do those things.
So you think he can win a second one this year?
Oh, I think he's pretty much shoo-in win a second one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Only somebody that has a chance of beating him, I think, is Big Rami.
Okay.
And he has to, like I said, he has to, get his shape and symmetry and his conditioning down.
So let's talk about the last year's runner-up and the 2-time Arnold Classic champion, William Bonac. What's your feelings on how he will do this year?
He'll be a strong, second, third place guy. I don't think he's good enough to beat Brandon yet. He don't have enough muscle on his frame yet. He don't have enough time to overcome him yet. Brandon is way, way ahead of him right now.
Okay.
As muscle and size goes. He's a shorter guy too, so that's also, against him.
Yeah.
So Brandon is always going to appear to be that much more bigger than him because he's so short.
What about?
It's going to take a lot of muscle to overpower that height that Brandon has on him.
Yeah. So what about Rolly Winkler, the Beast?
Yeah. I mean, there we go with talking about the same thing with Rami. Rolly, he's the Beast, like you said, but his shape and everything just don't flow together. Got real short arms. Torso is kind of long a little bit, but it just ain't all flowing together there. Something's off with his shape. He would have to get a lot harder, to overcome somebody like Brandon.
Yeah.
And with that size, it's kind of hard to get. It's hard. Your hardness and your conditioning is limited with that size. There's only so much you can do with all that size. So he'd have to come down just a little bit more.
Yeah.
To hang with Brandon, and I don't really see that happening now, especially at the stage he's at now. His body is way up there. He's in his prime. He's just gonna get. Just for the most part, just bigger, as far as conditioning goes. I don't think he's going to come down.
So, Ronnie, can you believe that the guy you competed against in the 1990 Mr. Olympia, Dexter Jackson, 2008 Mr. Olympia. Can you believe that this is going to be his final year in the Olympia, and how do you think he's going to do?
Oh, I think he'll do pretty good. Guy like Dexter could probably go another 10 years if he wanted to. I remember Al
10 years.
Back in the day, he was like in his 60s,
Yeah.
And he was still winning shows at 60 years old.
61.
Young guy.
61.
Yeah. Well, when I talked to him backstage, he told me he was 61. And we had just competed in the Niagara Falls that year.
Yeah.
So he had won a show the year before. I don't know how old he was when he won that show, but I know he told me he was 61 backstage. So, like Dexter could probably go on and extend his career some more and win some more shows for sure.
Yeah.
If he wanted to, but it takes a lot of motivation to continue to own in this sport for so long at a high level.
Yeah.
Your body starts to wear down a little bit, and then your mind starts to wear down. So it makes it that much more difficult.
Well, Dexter, he beat Ramy back in March, and he's still looking absolutely fantastic. He was like fourth place last year. He announced recently this was going to be his last Olympia. So do you think, just say he gets, top 5, say even maybe top 3, do you think he will retire?
Well, like I said, it'd be all up to him, whether he wanted to or not. I can understand him wanting to retire. I mean, you do the Olympia to win that thing, not to place in it, They ain't a show you just go to a place. He's won it once, and did he get second one year? I can't remember or not.
He was first in 2008, 2009. He dropped to third. Jay was first, Branch was second.
Yeah.
He was second in I've got 2015 in my head. 2014, 2015, he was second one of those years. I know Sean Roden was second one of those years as well.
Yeah. So, you don't do the Olympia to get second.
Yeah.
You do the Olympia to win it, especially if you've already won it. It'd be real hard for me to go and win it one time, and you got all these guys that won multiple times. Here you are just one time. That just don't sit too good with me, Mm-hmm. For him to be still doing it, like I say, he did get second, which is close to first, but you go to the Olympia to win it, especially after you've won it, you don't go to just a place. So I truly understand him wanting to retire from it.
Yeah. So what is your opinion on Hadi Choopan?
He looks good. I don't think he can beat Brandon though. William. Mm-hmm. He just don't have the right shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always you got to have everything when it comes to be the top dog. You got to have everything.
Yeah.
If you don't have everything, then you can't be top dog.
So, Ronnie, I'm going to push. Ronnie, I'm going to push you now. I'm going to give you. I want to hear your exact top 6. 6th place. Who's getting it?
6.
Yep.
Well, let's see. Is that Chopin guy in it?
Yep. Should be.
Well, for right now, I'll see like Brandon.
Brandon first.
Maybe William.
William second.
Yeah. Man, it's gonna be tight between Phil and Ramy.
Okay.
I got them, and I'll go ahead and put Phil right there in front of Ramy.
So Phil Heath third.
Yeah.
Big Ramy fourth.
Yeah.
So it's just 5th place then. Who's in 5th?
Rolly.
Rolly in 5th, and then Hadi in 6th.
Yeah.
Okay, so Phil Heath in 3rd.
Yeah, I think he can take 3rd.
Okay, you don't think he can win it again?
I don't think he can win it now. I really truly don't.
Okay.
I think those guys have already passed him up.
Okay, so you think the year off would have? You think he's lost momentum?
I think he lost momentum.
Right.
For sure. I really and truly do. It's hard to keep that that momentum going.
Yeah.
Once you lost, I don't really think you can get it back.
Yeah.
Because your body is constantly changing, especially when you're getting older.
Ronnie, what are your feelings on the classic class?
The classic?
Yeah, what's your feelings on that category generally?
Yeah, I like the classic guys, It ain't my cup of tea, Of course, I'm in for the mass monsters.
I think that's I think we definitely get that impression.
Yeah. So, of course, I wouldn't go watch a classic show, No. No. That's like I said, that's just not for me. That's another audience of people.
Okay.
I'm in the audience of big guys.
yeah, like the big guys like Ramy, and so you're hoping Ramy comes in shredded, and you hope Brandon comes back and wins it again. So okay, that's really interesting. Well, thank you for your Olympia predictions.